I showed my mom the text her husband sent my friend and let her read it twice. My mom married Gary 3 years ago. He was charming in that specific way that made everyone around him feel like the most important person in the room. My mom was happy in a way I hadn't seen since before my parents divorced, and I'd told myself that was enough for me to accept him. I'd been doing that for 3 years, accepting Gary. My best friend Priya had met him maybe 4 or 5 times total. Birthday dinners, one Christmas, my mom's housewarming. She'd always been polite and then quiet in the car afterward in a way I'd noticed but never pushed. 2 weeks ago, she texted me and said she needed to show me something and didn't know how to say it, so she was just going to send it. It was a message from Gary's personal number sent to Priya 3 months ago on a Wednesday afternoon. I won't write out exactly what it said, but it was detailed and specific and written by someone who'd been thinking about it for a long time. He'd found her on Instagram from a photo she was tagged in at my mom's housewarming. She hadn't responded and had been too scared to tell me because she didn't want to hurt my mom. I asked her if there were more. She sent 3 others. Different days, same man. I drove to my mom's house on Saturday morning when I knew Gary would be home. I needed him there. I needed him to have nowhere to go when it happened. My mom answered the door, happy to see me, and called into the living room that I was here. Gary appeared in the hallway with his usual smile, and I walked past him and sat down at the kitchen table. I put Priya's phone on the table in front of my mom and told her to read the screen. She picked it up, confused, and read it once, then read it again, the way you do when the first read doesn't make sense. Then she looked up at Gary standing in the doorway and said his name like a question. Gary said immediately that Priya had been flirting with him for months and he'd made a mistake responding, that I was twisting things because I'd never fully accepted him. My mom looked at his face while he was saying it. I think she was looking for the thing that would make it make sense. It wasn't there. I told her there were 3 more. She read all of them. Gary stopped talking halfway through the second one. By the 4th, he'd sat down across from her and wasn't looking at either of us. My mom put the phone down carefully and asked him how old Priya was. He didn't answer. She asked again. I told her Priya was 22. My mom closed her eyes. Gary said it had been a moment of weakness, that he'd never have acted on anything, that he loved my mom and would do anything to fix this. She stood up and told him to get out of her kitchen. He said they needed to talk privately. She said, "Get out of my kitchen, Gary," and her voice was so flat and certain that he left the room. What neither of us knew was that Priya had already filed a police report the week before after her sister convinced her to. 2 days after I went to my mom's house, 2 officers showed up at Gary's workplace. My mom called me when it happened, voice completely steady, and told me like she was reading from a document. Gary was charged and released on bail. My mom hasn't asked me to feel sorry for her, and I love her for that. Priya keeps apologizing for not telling me sooner, and I keep telling her she has nothing to apologize for. Now I'm stuck wondering if I'm the asshole.